Hey YouTube, this is T again, coming at you. Today's video is going to be 5 things I learned from ages 18 to 20. Because I kind of feel like as we get older, we find out who we are. We find out what we are. We find out that we are. Um, One of the first things I learned was what makes a friend. You know what makes a friend? Let me tell you. Come a little closer. What makes a friend? A friend is someone you can call, regardless of what time of day or night, and say, "Hey, I'm on the freeway. Can you come pick me up or send me a Uber? Or, hey, can I use one of your AAA tolls?" That's a friend. A friend is somebody who, no matter how many times you cry to them about so and so and so and so doing this, that, and the other, they listen. But they also tell you, "Girl, if you don't stop messing with that fool, come on now, you deserve better than that." Two, how to tell if someone is really a friend. You know how you tell? When you start talking about something that's going on with you and they change the subject, that ain't your friend. When you start telling them positives that's happening to you, they change the subject and start telling you about the negatives that's happening with them. When you start telling your friend how you just got a promotion or something's really, really good been going on with you, and they say, "Girl, if I was you, I wouldn't trust that." Keyword, if I was you. Huh, girl, that's not your friend. Three, saying ugly things because you're upset aren't good. So this is what I learned from 18 to 20. Being married as someone young. I got married when I was 20. I had my first baby when I was 20. Well, wait, the year I turned 21, I'm going to say. The year I turned 21. And you know how you get mad? I mean, you're young, you're immature, you don't know no better. I used to be like, "I want a divorce. I want a divorce." He used to be like, "So, go get one. You're going to have to pay for it." And I used to be like, "What? So you don't care?" Then I would cry. Because you don't care. But y'all, telling someone, calling them out their name, saying things you feel that you know you shouldn't say, those are things that aren't good. That's not how you treat people. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't want them to do the same to you. I had to learn that. Number four, people aren't always your friend. Let me tell you. Let me get a little closer. Um, People aren't always your friend. They're not. Sometimes people only want to be around you because of what they think you got, or the things they see you doing. Like when I was younger, I used to go on trips all the time. I used to be to Bahamas, Jamaica, Barbados. I used to date men in the military, so we used to catch hops, and hops are like free flights. But you had to ride that big belly plane. If y'all have seen in some of these movies where they strapped to the wall, yeah, you had to ride that. Mm-hmm. And as scary as it look, that's as scary as it is. Yeah. But you did all you needed was some ID. You did not need a passport. You could roll. Um, the meaning of a good friendship. You know, I have friends that I have had since fourth grade. Some of them, well, mm, three of them I still deal with. Probably not so much on an everyday basis, but we're still friends. I still consider them a friend. But we don't hang out because we've outgrown each other. I don't tell them things because again we've outgrown each other. Two, um, I don't really share with them because we're all in different places in our lives. And I'm the only one that's sick. And no, the only one that checks on me, she only checks on me because, well, feel like she only checks on me because she feels like she needs to see me down. Because I feel like she kind of gets a little joy out of it. Like, um, she's always been like that person, well, her and my other friend. They've always been that person that anybody I date, they felt like if he was light skinned, they had to get light skinned. If he was dark, they had to get dark. If he was tall, they had to have somebody taller. If he was buff, they had to get somebody buffer. If he drove a Mazda, they had to get somebody that drove a Toyota or a better Mazda. It was just always like it was a competition. Now, the things I learned 21 and 25, y'all, them are some different ones now. I learned about being a mom. I learned about being a good wife. I learned the definition of what marriage should be, what marriage is, and what marriage is supposed to be. Now, granted, to everyone, a relationship has different meanings. But if you're together, that definition of that relationship should be the same. You shouldn't have one definition and they shouldn't have another definition. Because them two is not gonna match. Y'all gonna be like this, saying peace, instead of being like this and being together. And then I also learned a big thing. I learned about having in-laws. Y'all. My in-laws were off the chain. See, I got 4 brothers and I'm the only girl. My daughter had 4 sisters and he was the only boy. So every time we got into an argument, I got into an argument with all 4 sisters and the mama. But see, for him, because my brothers don't care, they only got into it. But my mama's always, well, he's your husband. He paid bills. You should be with him. So forget that he was abusive mentally, emotionally, physically. He paid bills, so I was supposed to be with him. Y'all, no. That's not how that work. That's not how that work. No. Now, ages 25 to 30, now I'm becoming really a grown person. Because ages 18 to 20, or 18 to 25, I know I thought I was grown, but y'all, I wasn't grown. I was still learning stuff. Just like now, I'll be 60 in a few months and I'm still learning stuff. But now I know that I'm grown because I pay my own bills. I take care of my own self. I got my own car. Ain't nobody help me get it. Don't nobody help me pay nothing on it. Well, no, I take that back. My mama does help me pay my insurance. But that's because she feel guilty about things she's done in the past. But I ain't mad because she paid my insurance. My insurance is $200 plus. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I learned the meaning of paying bills on time. Y'all, if you don't pay bills on time, you get cut-off notices. You get 3-day pay or quit notices. You shouldn't be having none of that and you're supposed to be grown. I also learned responsibility. Responsibility for everybody. Me, the age that I am now, I've learned everybody's definition of responsibility is different. I don't know why, because it all means the same thing. It means pay your bills on time. Put gas in your car. It means pay your car insurance. It means when your car start having lights come on the dash, that don't mean it's Christmas. No, baby. It don't mean it's Christmas. It means something wrong and I'm gonna leave you sitting on the side of the road. That's what that means. And if you don't got a tow service or you don't got AAA, you're gonna be on the side of the road with them lights on your dash. Now, I also learned the difference between being a mom and being a mother. To me, and I can only answer for me, This is only my definition that I have learned. To me, a mom is just somebody that's your mom. That means she gave you life. But you can't call her. She ain't doing nothing for you. She ain't gonna help you. She just your mom. Now a mother, this is what a mother do. Come closer. A mama, a mother, she's gonna help you regardless of what's going on. And if she can't physically help you, she's gonna figure out how she can help you. That's a mother. A mother is someone you can call in the middle of the night crying, and either she come see about you or she tell you to come home. That's a mother. A mother also is someone who you know no matter what happens, you can always go home. Your mama got your back. That's a mother. Now these moms that's out here just dropping babies, these moms that's out here just using that Plan B pill, girl, girl, that's not being a mom. That's just being a woman that can get pregnant. And a woman that can get pregnant is just like every other female, anything. You can get pregnant. You can get pregnant. Roaches, dogs, cats, insects, hell, snakes. And some snakes can have the babies and also fertilize it. They don't need nobody. That ain't a mama. That's just a mom. Now, I also learned this. This one was a big one for me because after me and my kid's father, we divorced, I had to figure out how I was going to take care of two boys. One of them that had a size 13, 14 foot. The other one who wanted everything that was designer. That's what that fool wanted. Now that Bigfoot fool, he wanted everything that was electronic. He wanted all the new electronics. So the Xbox, the Sony PlayStation, the 360, the what was that other thing? Other two things. Whatever them two original game systems, he had to have all that. Now, education versus a job versus employment. Let me tell you. Education versus a job means you just know how to do something and you can get a job doing that. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna throw it later on. Definitely. Um Now education versus employment, now that's different. You know why it's different? Because for one, you've got an education to do a job that's going to make you money. Hear me now. Education that helps you to do a job that's going to bring you money. It's a difference. It's a difference between getting a job. Okay, let me give you an example. I started temping because I didn't really have that much education when it came to how to do different things. Like I knew how to answer a phone, so I was a receptionist for years. But I wanted to actually make some money, real money. So I knew if I had to make real money, I knew I had to go to school. So I went to American River College in California, Sacramento. I got me a certificate in computer science. So that meant that I could work on computers. Not necessarily like make a computer, but if something was going wrong with the computer, I knew how to fix it. I knew how to fix it. Like if it was freezing or if it was giving error messages, I figured out how to do that. Now, as my kids got older and started wanting different things, like all those electronics, size 14 shoes, um, Nikes and Jordans and all this other stuff he wanted, the youngest one wanted. In order for me to be able to buy those, I had to be educated, which meant I had to go to school and get a BA or AA. Well, then it was AA. I had to figure out how to do tech support because I knew if I learned how to do tech support, I could make a lot of money. So that's what I did. I went to school, and then every time I was at work and something was going on, when I was talking to the people, when I was sending them over to tech support, or I would ask them, okay, well, what are you going to do for them? And sometimes they'd be like, just send a call. But other times they would be like, oh, well, I'm going to do this, this. He goes, matter of fact, you can do it. Log into blah, blah, blah. Put your information in. I'll wait. Hold on. He goes, but go back and talk to your customer. I'm going to show you how to do it. So he started showing me how to read the network, how to read what's going on with the phone call, how to tell if the person heard the Roman recording versus them just knowing that they're supposed to press 1 to make that phone call when they know they're Roman. And how to know that they knew they was Roman. So, once I learned how to do all of that, girl, I moved over to tech support. I went from making $12 to making $15. By the time I retired, I was making over 20 plus dollars. Okay? And I was management. Okay? So having that piece of paper that said I was a bachelor in management, a bachelor in counseling, because I couldn't just get one degree. I had to get a couple because I knew I wanted to be management or something. And I know just because you're a manager or you get to be a manager, if you don't have that paperwork to say you could be a manager, you ain't gonna get that kind of money. You gonna get whatever they say. Since you're a manager, you're gonna get that pay. When you have that paperwork, you're gonna get all the pay. So once I learned that, y'all, my sister was on her way. Then, now, 30 to 35, y'all, I learned marriage sucks if it's not the right person. And marriage sucked. It did. I learned life is full of surprises. It's full of disappointments. It's full of tragedies. It's full of happiness. I also learned promises don't mean nothing. Nothing. I say that because when you get married, you make a promise before the person you're marrying and God. And the minister, whoever is marrying you, and the people that's sitting out in the audience. You make a promise to them that you're going to love, honor, respect, and in sickness and in health, you're going to be there for that person. That's your promise. I learned promise don't mean nothing. It means nothing. I also learned that relationships are never what they seem. Like, when you see people and they're out and about and they're holding hands and laughing and talking, that don't mean nothing. That just means at that moment, they're feeling love for each other, they're feeling affection for each other, and they're showing it. That's what that means. That don't mean that that's how they are all the time. No, baby, that don't mean that. I also learned lies are stories of pretend. Let me tell you. Lies are figments of people's imagination that they want you. It's a picture they're painting for you so that they can get you, baby, you, to do what they want, how they want, when they want, that they want. And exactly that. Now, ages 35 to 40. Now, these are important. Not that none of the other ones was important, but these ones was when I was really grown. I was really trying to learn, and I was really learning how to express myself, and I was learning how to communicate. Because y'all, ages 18 to 25 to 30, you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to verbalize without cussing, saying something ugly, or being ugly about something that you got to say to someone. Um, but 35 to 40, this is what you learn. Education matters. Education. Education consists of either going to school and learning something, getting a piece of paper saying that you learned it and you passed the class. Education also means all these years before that, now you've learned from all them years of banging your head, busting your lip, falling down, scraping your knee. You've learned, look, I don't want to do none of that no more. I think it's time I start to learn how to communicate. I think I want a relationship that when I sit down and talk to someone, they actually want to listen. They're trying to listen. They're trying to hear me. Because all the relationships before that, they're only trying to listen or hear you because they're trying to figure out how they can get you to do something that they want you to do. How they can get something out of you that they want, that they know you're not going to give it to them unless they paint a pretty picture for you. And, okay, now they're going to do that. I also learned ages 35 to 40 how to be a good parent. I didn't say a good mama. I said how to be a good parent. Okay. Being a good parent means listening. It means hearing. The difference between listening and hearing. Listening means you hear them talking, but you ain't paying attention. Hearing means not only are you listening, but you're paying attention and you can reverberate. No, that's not the right word. You can reiterate. That's the word. You can reiterate what that person said so that you know and they know that you was listening and that you understood. I also learned choices matter. And y'all, when you say, I couldn't do nothing else, yes, you could have. When you say, I only knew I could do this, baby, you could do something else. There was always something else. There's always choice. The problem with choice is we are not always man or woman enough to make the necessary changes to make the best choice. Hear me now? Let me say it one more time. Let me get closer. Choices. If we are not mature enough, if we are not man enough, woman enough, person enough, or if you call yourself them, they, whatever your pronoun is, if you're not ready to tell that person how you feel in words that aren't going to hurt, bite, harm, you're not an adult. You're not ready. You haven't learned how to communicate yet. There you go. A good job versus a job. Now, you would think that would be kind of self-explanatory, but y'all know it's not. Girl, sit down. And quit all that scratching. A good job pays your bills, pays your car note, pays your groceries, keeps the lights on, pays your car insurance, pays your car note. It also allows you to be able to take your kids shopping and buy things they need. It also allows you to maybe possibly, if you've learned this, because you know what? We're not always ready to save money. Hear me now. We are not always ready to save money. And you know why? Because 95% of us was never taught how to save money. That you should save money. It's like we wasn't taught about credit. We felt like, child, you give me that credit card for $300 limit, Oh, I'm spending that $300, and you ain't gonna never see that $300. Never. You got 7 more years, and I'll do it again. So now, once you done did this for maybe 20 some odd years, eventually you're gonna want some good credit. Eventually you're gonna want to do some things because you might want to buy a house. You might want to buy a car. And I mean a real car. Not a ABC car. A real car. Because 9 times out of 10, ages 18 to 30, even sometimes 35, we still haven't realized that we need a good car. Not that car that's always in the shop. Not that car that's always on the side of the road. Not that car that we gotta always pick up the phone and be like, hey, my car just broke down. Can you give me a job? Can you get me to work? You know, that car. No, 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 baby. No. And the biggest thing I learned, age 40, illness changes everything. It changes everything. People aren't always ready to see the person that they think they care about. And I say think they care about. Hear me now. Think they care about. Be sick. Be in the bed. Have surgery. Have IVs. Be getting MRIs, CT scans, whatever kind of scan. You're not ready for that. You don't want to see that. Because, it's not a good sight. It's not. And if you're not ready for any of that, the best thing you should do is leave. But don't wait until the person's already going through it. Then leave. Because that's more hurtful. And now you put more pressure on the person who's sick. Because now they already was feeling by themselves. But now they really know they're by themselves. Hear me. They really know they by themselves. And you've shown them already. And most of the time, by the time you're ready to leave, they already been treating you like you're gone. Hear me now. They're already treating you like you've been gone. Because they've been ready for you to kick rocks. Make sure they beat your back. Matter of fact, not even beat your back. Punch you in the back of the head. That part. But all of these things are things that make us the adults that we are. They form us to be the people that we are. They help us to be a well-rounded, square, jagged, until we figure out that we need to be a circle. Because you know why you need to be a circle? Because in order to let somebody in and show them that you really cared about, you need to be a circle. Because if you're a square, squares have hard edges. You can't let nothing in on the square. You can't let nothing in on jagged rocks. Everything has to be smooth. In order for you to pop that bubble, you gotta poke it. Yeah, you gotta poke it. Which means it's a circle. Because that's what a wedding ring is about. A wedding ring is continuous. Because it's a circle. That circle helps you to grow together, learn together, be together, be about each other. Have those kids, teach those kids about being a person. Teach those kids about how to love and be loved. At least that's what we should be teaching our children. We should never, ever, ever be worried about who they're loving. We should only be worried about that they're loving. Now, granted, some of these kids nowadays is trying to love everybody and everything. But what we should be teaching our children, this age 35 to 40 on up, we should have taught our sons that just because she hit you, don't mean you hit her back. Listen to me. Let me say it one more time. Well, make sure you hear me. Just because she hit you don't mean you're supposed to hit her back. You a man. You a man. You supposed to walk off. Leave her alone. Because if she feels like she needs to hit you, and you feel like you need to hit her back, y'all don't need to be together. That's not love. That's not caring about someone. That's not wanting to be with someone. That's not showing someone anything except pain and hurt. And life already gives you enough of that. Why are you not trying to make it easier for someone? Why? So now, these are all the things I learned from 18 to age 40. Heck, to age now, like I said, I'm about to be 60 in a few months. These are things I learned. I learned how to communicate. That's a big thing. Because you got to learn how to communicate. Because you need to know how to talk to people. You need to learn how to express yourself in a manner that's an adult, that is proper, and that you're not hurting someone mentally, emotionally, or physically because you think that you communicate. Communicate don't mean pain. It means informing someone, letting them know. So, these are the things that I've learned. These are things I've experienced. Now moving forward, I know what I want. I know how I want. I know that I want. I know how to go about getting it. I learned that by banging my head. I had to bang my head to the white meat a few times. A few times. Because I'm hard-headed. Me. I'm hard-headed. But looky. I learned to communicate because I wanted to. Because I wanted to change. Because I wanted my life to be better. I wanted my life to be nicer. I wanted everything to be smoother. I didn't want jaggedness. I wanted calmness. I wanted peace. I wanted to be someone's peace. I wanted to show someone that I could be their peace as well as them being mine. That's what I learned. So if you don't take anything from this video, take this. In order to be loved, you gotta love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. Hear me now. If you don't love yourself, you're not gonna be able to love anyone else. And if you don't learn how to communicate without calling names, without cursing, without putting your hands on someone, your life is always gonna be chaotic. And who wants that? Who does? To be honest, I don't think anyone wants that. But look. Peace is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. It doesn't mean you give up anything. It doesn't mean you let go of things. Nor does it mean you ignore or you lie to someone to tell them you think they're this when you know they're that. No. We don't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. Especially being grown, you shouldn't be doing that. Being adult is hard. It is. You have to make a lot of choices. And not every choice is a good choice. And sometimes when we make a choice, it ain't always a good one. It just be the right one. Or at least the right one for that moment. Hear me now. Sometimes when we make choices, it's the choice for that moment. Only that moment. Because this is what we learn when we become an adult. Sometimes those choices that we make, we're not proud of them. We're not happy about them. And sometimes it made us emotional. But you know what? We made those choices. We stuck by those choices. Because at that moment, we thought we was right. And that's all that matters. So, like, comment, subscribe. Share this with someone who you think is going through some things. Maybe they might get something out of this. I tried to be as detailed as possible without making a very long video, even longer than what it was supposed to already be. Because I'm already at 30, I think this says 35 minutes. Yeah. Um, Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know about any of the things that I said in this video. If you agree with them, leave me a message. I promise I'll respond. I'll see you guys later. Love you.